Well, you played 29 games, your first partial season. And then in 1986, you had your first full season. And then you were just out of there. You had 33 home runs, 117 RBIs, and you won the American League's Rookie of the Year.
1986, I can remember getting off to a pretty good start. Just told myself, just be consistent. I was still very young, trying to find myself, trying to become a better player. But by the All-Star break, I think I was close to leading the league in home runs and RBIs. And right after that period, I went into an 0 for 40 slump. I couldn't figure out how to get out of it. Everything I did was wrong. For example, if someone was stealing a base, I hit a line drive. I hit it right at the damn infielder running to cover the bag. Just everything went wrong. And I finally broke out of the slump with a home run. But that completely showed me the part of the game that you have to accept, which is the part saying you're not going to be successful all the time. It's an impossibility. Even though I had had a lot of success from AA, AAA, a little bit in the major leagues, but then came back in 86 and started off so hot, to realize that there are a lot of ups and downs in the game of baseball. I mean, to go 0 for 40 after the first part of the season, leading the league and everything as a rookie, it was pretty devastating, but I had to learn how to eventually get out of it and handle it.
Okay, so you have a blockbuster year in 86. And then in 87, Mark McGwire joins the A's.
Yes. Amazing guy. Of course, we all used PEDs in that time, but they asked Mark McGwire a question. They said, Mark, do you think you would have broken the home run record without using PEDs? And he says, yes, I agree with him 100%. I'm going to tell you why. In 87, he didn't use PEDs. He was skinny. He was maybe 225. The man hit 49 home runs, but the point is that he hit 49, but the key is this. People have to understand this. Back then, Coliseum was rated the worst ballpark in Major League Baseball to hit home runs, especially at night. The ball went nowhere, with the biggest foul territory. I saw Mark and myself, we lost at least 15 to 18 home runs each because of that kind of environment. It's a totally different environment today than it was back then. If Mark would have been playing in a standard ballpark, he would have easily broken the home run record in 1987 because he hit so many fly balls in our ballpark that in other ballparks would have gone out. For example, I remember playing in Seattle, and there's a video of me, my first at-bat off Bankhead. I hit a line drive. A line drive. It went up in the second deck. I went, this ballpark is a joke. Next at-bat, Bankhead threw me a 3-2 sinker in on my hands. When I swung, the bat cracked in my hands. The ball went out of left center. You see me say as I'm walking around, if I played here, I'd hit 100 home runs. Then I started figuring out how Ken Griffey Jr., I don't want to take anything from Ken Griffey Jr., how he's hitting almost 60 home runs in that ballpark. Yes, all you got to do is make contact and the ball goes out. Perfect example, when Ken Griffey Jr. and Alex Rodriguez left that environment, their home run totals went down by 20%. Same situation if Mark McGwire and I would have been playing there at the Seattle Dome. Oh my God, we probably both would have broken the home run record every single year if we would have stayed healthy because the ball travels that much. So people have to understand this. Yes, Mark would have definitely broken the home run record no matter what without PEDs. No ifs and buts about it.
Okay, and you guys became the Bash Brothers.
Yes.
And I mean, Mark McGwire was a phenomenon. I mean, he ended up winning the Rookie of the Year that next year. So you guys are really like an unstoppable force right now.
Back then, Mark and I were working out in the gym, the Coliseum, and we both had pretty big arms, pretty big forearms, but McGwire's forearms are twice as big as mine. He's a freak of nature. The batting glove doesn't even fit around his wrist. It has to stay open. That's how big the man's wrists are. He technically has Popeye forearms. They're that out of proportion. So we were comparing forearms, kind of hitting them together, and then we were talking about, let's just, if one of us hits a home run, let's just hit forearms together. We did it, not knowing that it was going to turn into some type of if social media was big back then, of course it wasn't. It would have been a social media sensation. So after bashing forearms, I guess the Oakland A's, PR picked up on it, and boom, instantly we became the Bash Brothers.